Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Prediction Show. Before we get started here, just want to let everybody know that I am watching the Detroit Tigers New York Yankees game right now, and it is glorious. It's bottom of the fifth right now. Girardi's changing pitchers again for the second time in less than an inning. Sabathia got rocked for 6 runs. It's always a great day when the Yankees are about to get swept out of the playoffs. So just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry about the technical difficulties last week. Spent all day Thursday last week trying to get the video to work, and just basically I couldn't get the audio to match up with the video, so I had to go with what we had last week. Not ideal, but it sufficed for that week. Let's get started. First off, we have the Lauren Tannehill versus Tequila Salai. ESPN has this game going towards Tequila Salai. Not if Aaron Rodgers goes off again, to be quite honest. He's only predicted to get 19 points this week. It'll be interesting to see. He's gotten 25 or more points each of the last 3 weeks. If he goes off again, it's not even going to be close. The LTs are going to run away with this game if he goes off. On the flip side, David has RG3, who had a monster game last week. I think he rushed for almost as many yards as he threw and had something like 3 or 4 touchdowns. If he goes off, it won't be close either. Just looking at the rest of the rosters, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see because both of them have pretty good rosters. I'm going to go with Tequila for the upset, because I'm not bitter or anything over Jay killing me last week at all. It's definitely not about that. Hope you kick his ass, David. Second game of the week, Dungeons and Fagans versus Gronk if you're horny. Dungeons and Fagans is 2-4. Gronk if you're horny, 4-2. Peter's been on a roll recently, winning 3 in a row. Chris not so much, losing 2 in a row, including the horrible loss to Masturbate and Tackle. Again, another interesting matchup. Looks like both guys have a lot of guys with bye weeks or injuries. Gonna go with the hot hand here. Gronk if you're horny. He's got Marshawn Lynch and Brandon Marshall, who's been a monster lately. And he's got probably my favorite player name in the NFL, Stevie Johnson. So, Gronk if you're horny for the win. Moving to 5-2. Third game, Smokin' Bows, Drinkin' Fortes versus ECU Titties and Beer. Smokin' Bows is 3-3, ECU Titties and Beer 2-4. Tommy finally getting another win last week. A lot of interesting matchups this week, but it looks like Smokin' Bows is going to pull it out. Got Drew Brees, Adrian Peterson, Hakeem Nicks, if he can even play, if he's healthy, get back to the way he was playing the second week. ECU Titties and Beer is Sean Green. After that monster week last week, I don't think he's going to keep it up, especially against New England. Smokin' Bows for the win. Next up we have Jabroni versus Arian Foster Care. Both 2-4. Neither doing that well recently. Both have lost 3 in a row. A lot of talent on both teams. Arian Foster Care is Eli Manning and Andre Johnson. Neither really performing well recently. Jared has Tom Brady, and that's about it. He's got DeMarco Murray. Actually, looking at this game, it's not even going to be close. Zach's finally going to get a win. Snap his losing streak. Jared is going to live up to his team name, the Jabronis. Usually I don't do this. I save my game for the main event of the week. But my game's going to be a slaughter. It's not even going to be close. I'm favored by almost 85 points. I don't think Justin doesn't even have a quarterback ready to go. The only matchup I'm not favored to win in is defense. And we'll see about that. Justin has the Seahawks defense going against San Francisco. They've got a pretty good offense. I've got the Steelers defense against Cincinnati. We'll see. Arian Foster is going to do his thing. Darren McFadden's going up against a weak run defense in Jacksonville. I had Jordy Nelson on my bench for some reason last week. Thanks a lot, Matthew Berry, telling me to put Jeremy Curley in over Jordy Nelson. That was fucking stupid. Chris Johnson seems to be on the upswing, going against a Buffalo team that he usually dominates. Again, Justin Berger has no quarterback in the lineup right now. Trent Richardson is doing pretty well. Steve Smith, who is dependent on Cam Newton not to throw more interceptions than he does completions. But other than that, Justin Berger's got four guys, not including his defense, predicted to get under 10 points, which is never good for anybody. So, Ultimate Warriors for the huge win. Now, the main event of the week. First time ever the Ultimate Warrior is not included in this. This is big. This is big because we have Gundam Style 6-0. First place in the East. Versus the Mountain Men 5-1. First in the West. Honestly, I think the Mountain Man is kind of hurt by the fact he's got a couple of his guys on bye week. He's starting Jay Cutler, which is never advisable. He'll probably end up crying and pouting by the end of the game. Other than that, I like his team. Matt Forte is going to do his thing. Doug Martin will be interesting. He's kind of like a yo-yo, up and down every other week. Calvin Johnson's a beast, although he hasn't really played like it, except for maybe 2 weeks this season. Not doing as well as he thought he would. Only 1 touchdown this season. Torrey Smith is another one of those yo-yo players. Could go off. Dez Bryant's a head case. There's no telling what he's going to do this week. Against Carolina's pass defense, though, I would expect him to do something good. Shane, your defense is predicted to get 0 points against Houston. You might want to fix that. Not smart to play the Ravens defense against Houston when Ray Lewis is out for probably the year and they're missing the cornerback as well. Eric, Cam Newton, we'll see. He's getting points just basically off of rushing yards at this point. He's not throwing for very many yards. I mean, he had 7 points last week, or 2 weeks ago against Seattle. They were on bye last week. Darren Sproles will do his thing. Stephen Ridley just come out of nowhere this season to be the starting running back for the Patriots. Welker's come alive ever since the second week of the season. Brandon, I know you're not going to start Brandon LaFell. You're probably going to get Larry Fitzgerald in your lineup once that trade goes through. Jimmy Graham, it'll be interesting to see if he does his thing. He's kind of had of a yo-yo season too. 17, 16, 9, 11, less than 1 point 2 weeks ago. Coming off a bye week against the Tampa Bay defense, I think he'll do pretty well. Now, who do I think will win? I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win. Shane's been talking about it the last couple of weeks. There is a conspiracy. And Gundam Style is going to win. And the conspiracy will live on. The conspiracy will live on until Gundam Style meets the Ultimate Warriors again in Week 11, where they will finally go down. Man, I don't care if it's their only loss of the season, but I'm calling it now. Gundam Style is losing to the Ultimate Warriors in Week 11. Count on it. Again, ass whooping of the week is going to be me against Justin Berger. Ultimate Warriors versus Masturbating Tackle. Favored by 85 points. Pretty sure that's a record for any fantasy football league ever. I mean, that'd be like Shane's beard going up against Eric's beard. It's not even close. Shane's beard is just more manlier and fuller, and Eric's got like random 2 patches of hair everywhere. It's not pretty when he tries to grow it out. And it's a ginger beard. Nobody likes a ginger beard. So, it's not even going to be close. That's all the time we have for this week. We'll see how I do. Hopefully I'll do better than I've done in weeks previous. hasn't been pretty for me. Hopefully we're about halfway through. Well, we are halfway through the season now. We're more than halfway. So hopefully starting to see how teams are shaping out and starting to get a picture of the playoffs. And I think I've got a pretty good schedule. I'm calling it now. I'm making the playoffs. Whether it's a 2 seed or possibly even 1 seed if the Mountain Men slip up and fall somehow. So I'll see you guys next week. And as always, you're welcome.